Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mediocre Best Podcast, episode 12. I had to think then.
You did have to think. To be fair,
12.
We managed
We're doing pretty well
a
at
dozen
this.
episodes.
A consistent.
That's
the other
looking
thing.
Good for this one.
Thank you for this one.
Thing is though, I genuinely reckon if you compare our outfits for all of the podcasts, I reckon you'd win a solid 10 of them.
Thank you.
Because you're a well-dressed man and I don't give a fuck.
Just cool, innit?
Yeah.
I don't really like this, so this got to make it look cool. Makes you think. Now, James, when you got here, I already had the drinks poured out, which I realise that probably seems a bit suspicious.
Now, I just want to correct this. I will try my best to be as energetic as possible. Thus, also,
it's been a long day.
So I've had about 7 hours of lectures today. It's been a bit much. Hopefully, I will become as energised as possible.
Now, I went to the campus shop today, and there's a segment later on where I'm going to talk about the campus shop for a bit. But before we get to that,
that's a throwback.
Before we get to that,
Not one for future.
Before we get to that, I went to the shop. I like rum. We both are quite a big fan of rum. There was no Captain Morgan's.
Okay.
At all.
That's the classic.
Barely
cheap,
any rum.
But not
barely
like
any rum.
Oh.
They had Bacardi, and I was like, no. They had one other rum, James, and that is Lamb's Navy Rum.
Ooh.
Now I thought, I don't know what this means, and instead of googling it, I went to the rum expert. Dino.
Might have a look at the book.
40%.
Lovely.
I went to the resident rum expert of my family, Dino.
Me and Dean should have a talk about that.
And I was
love a
like,
rum.
Dino, have you heard of this? He went, well, Lamb's is a great brand. He usually likes the spiced rum, but he was like, you know what? I love a bit of Lamb's rum. And apparently this is like the original rum. Like, Navy rum is like what? Like the purest form of rum?
Ooh.
I haven't even smelt it.
No, yeah, give that a wee sniff to Roo.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently this is pirates, right? Like, this is the purest rum you can get.
So
that we've just got that with Coke.
I don't obviously, want you to flex how much money you make from Twitch, but how compared to a bottle of Captain Morgan, are we talking a bit more
15?
pricey? Is that 700ml though?
It's
so it's a 700ml, so probably a little bit more expensive.
But
if it's decent quality,
this is like the original form of rum. This is
the
what
creme de la creme.
The creme de la... We're not going to both drink at the same time because that is shite podcasting. That's the thing. I was watching back I watched back bits of our podcast just to see what we could improve on. We need to stop drinking the drinks at the same time.
It's obviously if I edit them, I've already watched them. If I don't edit them, I think I've done it for about half of them. I haven't edited. I try and watch it all because I want to improve the quality of the podcast. So I want to go. It's lovely, isn't it?
Really like that.
Yeah,
that's
it's really nice. Really, really nice.
It's really smooth, which is quite nice. That's too easy to drink.
That is dangerous. The thing is that it's got that. It's a rum that is drinkable but punchy at the same time.
You still get that bit of sort of it's not that you don't, because there's some alcohols where you don't know it's alcohol, and I don't like that. I want to know that it's got. Yeah. So this is it's easy to drink, but it's got that sort of warm. It's like a warmth.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Really good. Well in. 1849. That's quite old. That is.
That is an old brand.
It's pirates.
Now, I think it was last week. We could have started on episode 10, but I believe it was last week.
It was last week.
We started, and first of all, I just want to talk a little bit about last week, because if you managed to sit through the whole... I have watched it.
I have as well.
Obviously you edited it. I watched it. It wasn't actually as chaotic as I remembered recording it.
It was still a bit chaotic. A lot was cut.
I still think that was the worst episode we've ever done.
It was a sham. The problem is it was just chaos.
And we didn't plan it.
It wasn't a reflection on Pidge though.
Oh God,
it was us not ever having a guest, and I think that sort of threw it a bit off balance. And then I think it just
because 5 minutes I'd say before pressing record, we thought we would, because obviously we did it just with our usual topics and Pidge here.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes before we thought it was just going to be this.
Yes, and then we're
not wrong with that, but so next I hope I would. That is to be fair, or on reflection, if it feels less mental than it was, that means I'd like to do more guests.
Yeah.
And I know I haven't like made any like official plans, but I know I've talked to a couple of people and gone.
Yeah, there's a couple of people
Please
I know
come
that,
on.
well, yeah, that I've said should come on. But I think we definitely need to know they're coming on in advance and sort of plan that accordingly.
Plan it around. I mean, I was thinking about this. It'll get to the stage where in about a month or so, we might need to start doing 2 a session to start having some backup ones for summer. Because obviously we'll still try
I
and
didn't think of that.
So we'll still try and meet and do some in-person ones with topics. But I think in about a month's time, what we need to start doing is film one, and then not every time, but sometimes film like a second one that is more just a discussion on a topic that we can just put up over summer to put a little bit less pressure on us.
That is a good idea. Yeah, I think we should do that then, just to have. It's always good to have a backlog, isn't it? That's the thing. It's always nice to have a backlog that you can.
Even if it's just 3.
Yeah.
And then we can create 5 in person. Banging. Yeah. Lovely.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But we do need to. So, but you kind of started talking about it and then went off about the segment we started last podcast.
Yes, very sorry.
About inspirational dumb Jess quotes. So, quick catch up. We've got a friend in our course called Jess. She speaks a lot of shit, basically.
I mean, this, and I think this is going to become a permanent thing in terms of I want to expand that segment into stupid quotes I hear during the week.
Yeah.
Because I've got a couple of dumb Jess quotes.
Okay.
And another person.
Okay, I've got a couple of dumb Jess quotes.
So, I'm going to start off with a classic. Monkeys are too small to fuck. Now I.
What's the? No, actually, we don't want context. I think context would make it too.
Now the question I'll ask our audience is: do you think she means monkeys are too small for humans to fuck,
or to fuck each other,
or to fuck each other? I think I know.
I think
but I'm not going to reveal that to you.
Unfortunately, I think I know which one she meant.
Let's also go with another one. This one I really enjoy.
Okay.
Yoga mats are like croissants.
Oh, what inspirational! But the thing about
we've got to give some context behind that.
So. So we do acting, and part of that is like a movement thing. She had a yoga mat with her, and it was like rolled up, and so she said it looked like a croissant.
Because and obviously, so what she means by that, if you were to split a croissant in half and you look at it,
it's gonna be all
it's like the Shrek onions have layers type thing was the reference she used in terms of croissants have layers.
But then she also spoke after that about Blackpool. Do you remember that?
Oh, I don't. You'll have to remind me.
She then went on some touchment, but it's like Blackpool and croissants, and we were both like,
yeah, no,
we were both like, sorry, and then the literal night after, on my Instagram, there is a picture of a wave at Blackpool Beach, and it does look like a croissant.
Really?
Okay, I'll see if I can get it out.
Can I have that picture, please?
I was joking, and I was like, of course it does. What Blackpool Beach wave?
You're not telling me something that Jess has said in her lifetime makes sense.
I hate to say it,
really?
But it kind of does. How do you spell croissant?
Croissant. Yeah, there you are.
Blackpool croissant. Come on, please. There. It does look like a.
That's not.
It does. People are calling it the giant.
That looks fake as fuck. If that's real, yes, it
yeah.
But it looks too much like a croissant.
That's the thing. But the annoying thing is there is logic behind what she said now, because there is a croissant wave at Blackpool.
No, that's not that. No, I bet there isn't. I bet that's got.
I think there is.
Really? I presume you're. Please overlay this, because otherwise it's.
I will. Of course I will.
Yeah, you overlay. I can't be fucked.
I think there is. Either way, she's seen that and equated that to being.
And to be fair, that's like going, the Eiffel Tower is a French thing. The whole point of why that photo has been shared around is because it looks like a croissant.
Yeah.
So we say Jess has made a clever comment. Jess has
said something she's seen.
Jess has parroted a news headline. Yeah. Well done, Jess. Good job.
Can I? So is that both your? Then you've got another. Yeah.
So let's get all the Jess out the way, and we never have to mention her again.
Australia is on the other side of the moon.
We did this one last week, didn't we?
No, you did, because I edited it back, and I thought you did that one. You might have done, but I don't think you did, because I edited it back and you didn't say it.
What did I say, Oh, who cares? You can go back and find that.
And
the logic here that does kind of make sense to me is obviously, so if it's nighttime and obviously the cloud's gone, we can see the moon, and obviously Australia's in day, so they can't see the moon. So she thinks
in a simple brain
that it's quicker for us to travel to the moon back than Australia.
That as a sentence is meant.
Now the model I gave her is, for example, this is the moon, this circle is the Earth, so obviously we're on top, Australia's on the bottom. Just have a look. Woo! Woo! Like, it
is not great.
I've tried, guys. I've tried to explain.
We will get her on the podcast.
Her completely defunct lack of logic. I have an idea about that, but I'll talk to you about that off camera.
Now this one... Peppers. Jess asked the question, genuinely seriously, how do they make pepper out of peppers? And as in, how do they make the salt and pepper, how do they make pepper out of bell peppers?
There's nothing I can add to this. There's no good... It gets to the point with Jess where there's no good funny that I can go...
No.
Jess...
My
love, are you sure?
She thought, how do you grind down a green bell pepper to get black pepper?
So anyway...
It's a fucking nightmare.
Now, I'm going to put a little warning by this, because this quote was not meant in a mean way whatsoever, and I find it quite funny.
Yes.
But, so, me, Pidge, and someone called Summer, who is completely lovely.
I love Summer.
Having a wee conversation. Me and Pidge, who are both somewhere in LGBTQIAC something. I can't remember the full acronym. So we are in there somewhere. So basically we kind of talk about being camp. And and Summer...
You got this.
Yeah, I've got this. Great storyteller. And Summer goes, what is camp? So, I can't even remember the definition we gave. Camp is a very hard thing to describe.
It actually is.
But then she went into, oh, so do you mean gay?
To be fair, like, there is a relation.
We can't say the line, to be fair, to
without
each other
saying,
anymore, because then we'll do the classic Vic Star joke.
Which is a good funny.
But
if I can be bothered, I might even insert it for people that don't know.
So it's one of the completely. I don't blame it. Like, genuinely, like, yeah, I'm part of the community, but there are so many fucking words and shit that you have to know, and I barely know fucking anything.
It's one of those things where, because you're part of the community, people assume that you're like, and this is probably bad on my part, but maybe I should be more clued up. But it's one of those things that just because you're part of the community, people think you know everything about it, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just living my life.
Yeah, I'm just doing me, aren't I?
I'm living my life, and I like musical theatre quite a bit.
Yeah, that's and Disney.
Brilliant. I believe that is the end of our famous
little intro thing.
You know what? I want to keep. Obviously, I think a Jess quote every week will be very easy to come by.
Easy.
Because it's Jess. But any other funny quotes, and send them in to
Oh, yeah.
us.
Genuinely.
If you have any funny quotes that have been sent to you over the week, send them into the podcast. We'll react to them and take the piss out of the people you know.
There's a lot of ways to send them in, just you'll find a way. I believe in you. I believe in you, you can do it.
Up you lot.
Up you lot.
Big up you.
Now as we've got...
Except you, Jess, because I know you're watching this.
No, big up Jess. If it wasn't for Jess, we wouldn't... Like, Jess, we know there'll be at least one view on every podcast. Or the view duration of that one view is going to be the full length of the podcast.
Yes.
Twice.
Cheers.
So thank you, Jess. Now, we've got drinks in front of us, James. Yes. I like drinking. I'm not going to lie to you, James. I quite enjoy it.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Now, one of my favourite parts of, like, going out for a drink, or even, like, context, we've got some mates coming here to drink tonight. One of my favourite parts of drinking with like mates as a social thing is pre-drinks. I bloody love a pre-drink. Now I've got a very provocative question for you here, James.
Oh.
What is the best pre-drink? If you could have one drink as your pre-drink.
Completely depends.
Okay.
So if I am going and I want to get smashed.
Yeah.
I want to wake up with hangover, wine.
Yeah, that was going to be my answer.
Personally, if you'd like to know, my preference is a Pinot Grigio, ideally a rosé, not a white. But Pinot Grigio white is fine by me. Just, if you're interested. That's probably where I draw the line. If I'm kind of,
it's just a casual sort of...
Because obviously, if you're pre-drinking, you're likely planning on getting drunk.
But if you don't want to get drunk until you're out properly...
I'm quite happy with a pint, to be fair, or just a can, like a bottle.
Yeah,
I love a beer. And if you're pre-drinking, you're not buying it from an actual place. Yeah. So, I can just get, like, a nice, like, bottle for, like, £2. Yeah. Bish bash bosh.
That's similar to mine would be, I'm a red wine person. A Merlot, if you're wondering. Oh, a Pinot Grigio. Rosé, not white, if you're wondering.
Fucking Merlot.
And then...
Fucking Merlot.
And then... That's fucking only one Kenobi.
Sorry.
And then... what are you typing in now? What's more... This is on the mediocre best Google things. I'll search... That should be something we do at some point, is go through the mediocre best search history.
Yeah.
Because this is the only time that this Google account is used...
There's nothing.
Is more the only time this account is used to search anything is for the podcast.
Oh yeah, no.
So the history will just be entirely podcast research.
You know what? 50th episode.
Yeah, the 50th episode we go through and just look at all the things we searched, because there's gonna be some shit in there.
Phrase rather than net worth.
And then.
It'd be big. That Twitch money, all those Raid Shadow Legends deals.
And then, obviously. And then, but after I'm similar, just like a pint. I'm more of a cider person than a beer.
George.
But I'm getting into beer now.
Oh,
I'm getting into it.
We need to just go to that beer wall.
Oh, beer! You love beer.
I need to go. Yeah.
Have you never been?
Never.
Oh, it's yours. It's like a.
Please take me.
It's like a bookshop converted into like a beer bar.
So does it still have books?
It's got books in it. So you go upstairs. In front of you there is like a book. That's like a little library thing with like little armchairs. Then behind you is like this little like quaint like wooden tables, little stools. To order drinks, this is mental. To order drinks, because it's only table service, you've got like a little light thing, probably like the size of this cup, and you just tap it twice and it flashes, and they come over.
Because
it's great.
I think I've never been. I think a couple of restaurants do the all right system of you'll order your scran. And then, like, this is obviously like a high-end thing. I think I've had it when I've done like uni open days. So you get your scran, and they give you like a square like tablet.
I've had that, yeah.
That then you put on the table,
and it flashes.
And then eventually it'll like flash, and you go up and get your scran.
Yeah.
I think I've had that at a zoo before. I don't know why you use it.
Not relevant.
But so that's the only similar thing I could equate it.
But genuinely, and the people that work there are so knowledgeable on beer. Because I'm not a beer drinker, so when he came over, I was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "Well, I don't really like beer. So like, what would you recommend?" I know that I prefer ale to lager, so he's like, I was like, "Right, that," and then he literally goes in depth like this or this, and then he tells you like the beer. Genuinely, really like.
I just go, give me your strongest.
Whatever's the strongest.
Ideally, in a little Viking horn. I've seen it.
Oh, that'd be class. Actually, I've got this, which is a traditional German beer glass.
If you can get it down.
I used to use this on Twitch. I won it from Twitch. I won a giveaway on Twitch, and it's a traditional German drinking thing with a little stand. I don't know why it's shaped like that. If it wasn't shaped like that, you wouldn't need the stand.
Is that a pint? Or is it?
I've never
it looks a
measured.
bit less.
Bit less, but it's very cool. I don't use it. It's just sort of a nice little display.
It's quite a nice one for downing, I reckon.
Oh, I reckon it'd be easier. It's the bottleneck, isn't it?
I reckon that'll be right.
There's a phrase wrong with a video in that. Get us full record.
Easiest glass to down from. You're all right on your notes, aren't you, son? You are definitely on your video notes.
James, fill the dead air while I write this on my notes.
This is quite a recent thing, so I'm going to address it quite early on. I'm not sure if this is like now it's happened or it's happening very soon.
Okay.
Have you seen how apparently we're just completely dropping self-isolation? If you have...
It's happened, yeah. It's happened already. Like, they
if
completely
you have
dropped
COVID,
it.
you don't have to isolate.
So they've dropped any precautions they had on COVID have gone.
I'm sorry.
In the UK, this is.
Unless you are a complete fucking nutter in terms of COVID doesn't exist. Sorry? Someone's enjoying their fucking tunes.
Oh, they've been doing that for about, no word of a lie, since I came back from the lecture at like 2:30. That's been going.
Fucking hell, reminds you of like, you know, the fucking like 14-year-olds, little like boombox and fucking tracksuits.
So literally, all COVID-19 rules.
Well, so genuinely, I can just, you know, like, if I have COVID, I can just
fuck off.
like, because I had this stupid thing with the uni where because obviously a couple of episodes ago it was the funny thing where I had to do a test mid-podcast because someone tested positive, and I didn't turn up to my lessons because I wasn't feeling fantastic. I was testing daily. I never tested positive, but I wasn't feeling fantastic. So I was like, look, sometimes you have symptoms before you test positive. I'm feeling shit.
Yeah.
And they told me to turn up. So now, is it the case...
Even if you have COVID...
Surely the uni can't turn around to me and go, legally, you don't have to... Like, I'm sorry,
if you
what
have,
a cunt would I be if I came to
but
uni
also,
with COVID?
if you have COVID and you have, and unfortunately you're feeling really bad symptoms of COVID, how the fuck are they going, legally, you don't have to stay in, so you should probably be at uni?
I don't think...
Sorry.
Quite frankly, if I know I have COVID...
I'm not leaving my flat.
I am isolating because guess what? I don't
care
want
about
to
other
give
people.
the rest of the world COVID.
Like, it's such a what the fuck is happening?
And people will take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But there are still vulnerable people out there
And then
who will die from it.
People will wonder in fucking 6 months why we still got this COVID thing going on. Because we've just stopped any restriction ever to try and ease the cunt.
I do not like genuinely. Like, someone educate me. If there is some genuine reason why that has to happen, then fine. I cannot think of one conceivable reason why that is in any way a good fucking idea. Why?
No, sorry. I'm laughing at...
Be serious.
That's the way you're laughing for.
Please, the way you're laughing
No,
for.
like, I'm laughing because it is fucking stupid.
Pathetic.
It doesn't make sense. And I know he's got medical, professional, chief executive cunts, but how on earth is this a sensible thing?
But surely those medical professionals aren't going, oh yeah, you know, deadly diseases, you know, been killing millions of people.
Yeah, just forget any restrictions.
Just forget it now. What the fuck?
It doesn't make sense.
Incompetent, stupid, fat twat.
Can we put the loss of COVID-19 restrictions in the mediocre cunt bowl?
We can put that in the mediocre cunt bowl.
Well in.
That, it just, genuinely, this isn't for interaction or anything. If you have a valid reason, or you are more educated than myself or Fraser,
'Cause that's the thing.
on why that's happening, please let me know.
Because that's the
because
thing.
I'm fucking
Maybe we're not educated, but at the moment, I cannot see any conceivable reason as to why that is a sensible course of
The
action.
only thing that is vaguely thinking is there some form of legal thing where having it be a legal thing is... But that doesn't make sense.
But they're not even recommending
That's the law.
it. Like, they're not even... They're literally like... That's the thing.
Also, if you watch this podcast and you were to test positive and still just go about your day...
That's a bit mental.
You're a cunt. You're being a bit of a cunt.
You're in the mediocre cunt.
You are in the mediocre cunt bowl.
Some people might like that.
Oh, just do it.
Oh my god, I don't think we'd get that political on this.
Especially, you know, if for example, like, I don't know, you have something massive going on in your life at that point. Maybe, if you're good, maybe with your masks, fine, you do you. If you are living your boring, sad little life,
You've got nothing better going on.
particularly interesting going on,
Stay at home,
just
innit?
self-isolate. For fuck's sake.
Genuinely, if I
I love how I'm getting angry at things like, because I think our audience is vaguely intelligent enough to not be that much of an
yes,
arsehole.
there's no way anyone watching this is that much of an arsehole. I'd hope not, anyway.
But I just, I don't, because I haven't been that affected. You know, like none of my family have any reason to die. Like none of them are really that old.
Yeah.
None of them, you know, have like lingering
Any
like
health conditions or anything.
But
it's still...
it
like,
actively angers me just because of the incompetence of the cunts that lead us. And I will stop there because otherwise that'll be an incredibly dull podcast. Fuck me.
God. I almost cried today, and this isn't a serious thing, this is a joke, like, cried of, is this what my life is? So, it was about 3 o'clock, I was like, right.
3 o'clock in the morning?
James is coming around at 5:30 to record the podcast, and then we're drinking, right. I'm going to grab a quick shower.
Okay.
You know, because why not? You know, I thought, you know what, I woke up a bit late, so I didn't get to have one before the lecture. I thought, right, I might have a shower.
Look, treat yourself,
I
sir.
get in the shower, my music's going, I'm living the fucking dream. And then, Brandon. And then,
I want to get Alon Z tattooed on my body somewhere.
are you ready? This is my worst nightmare coming true. I'm in the shower.
Was there a giant African Lansdale?
There was not.
Fuck.
And I hear this noise, and I'm like, am I gonna cry? I stop the music. Fucking fire alarm.
What, so
mid-shower.
So you got your cock and balls out?
Literally mid-shower, I was like, and I did that thing, because...
So your body's wet?
Yes, I'm in the shower, shower's on. Luckily, I just finished, like, so I didn't have shampoo in my hair. I was about to get out anyway, but I was like, I heard it was like, sometimes, so they do like a test where it like goes for about 10 seconds.
Tests on Thursday.
10 seconds and stops.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, it might just stop. It didn't. I was like, you are taking the piss.
So what did you...
So I literally I'm like, shit. I get out the shower, quickly dry, barely dry, chuck my fucking Your Mum's Season 2 joggers on, whack on my...
Your Mum's Season 2 joggers on.
Whack on my fucking Hogwarts dressing gown, and literally just run outside, no shoes on. Because I'm like, I was like, is there an actual like fire? So I run outside.
I'm not sure the loss of your dignity is worth like.
And to be fair, it wasn't because I like the dressing gown. Like I looked okay. I looked like I just got out of bed.
And you know,
but
Your Mother's
like,
Season 2 is very fashionable.
They're really good. I really enjoyed them. Your mum. I really enjoyed them. To be fair.
I was
genuinely.
I was gonna get one of those sports shirts. I wanted to. They're expensive.
Oh, they are. Oh, what, the like vintage?
Yeah, they look quite good though.
They did. I know. They look pretty cool. But generally, every time we've had a fight, just like, imagine if I was in the shower. Now I was in the shower. I was like, yeah, I'm not having this shit anymore.
I've only been involved in one chook fire alarm because occasionally I'm in of a Thursday when they do the tests around 11.
Okay.
And it was my flatmate's fault because they were cooking fajitas and forgot to close the door. So obviously smoke goes 20 minutes, and I made the mistake of, because I just popped my sliders on, like the shoes thing. I just popped my sliders on. My toes, honestly, I thought they were gonna like turn blue and I'd have to like chop them off.
Have I told you about the fire alarm we had at like 2 in the morning? Honestly, so I was quite happy. I can't sleep very easily. So the fact that I was asleep at 2 o'clock is quite good going for me. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't usually sleep until like 3ish, so you know, I was pretty proud of myself.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Sleeping and a little nap. Fire alarm. You know when you wake up and you're like, you don't know what's going on. Curtains are shut. I don't know what time it is.
Well, so you just shit yourself.
I didn't look at my phone because the alarm's going off. I'd just woken up. In my head, I was like, did I oversleep? It's 10 o'clock. Is it the drill? So I literally chucked like again the YM Season 2 joggers, and then took my hem t-shirt on, whack on my fucking like shoes, run outside. It's pitch black. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this isn't a drill. Yeah. Are we gonna die? We stood outside for about half an hour. 2 a.m.
Fuck me.
It's winter, cunt. It's freezing as fuck.
It's winter, cunt.
I was like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. It was one of my flatmates that set it off.
Oh, I bet you. Who was it?
Chris and Ollie were smoking in his room.
Of course it was.
I was like,
I love them, but of course it was.
I was like, that's such a Fabian thing to do. I was like, why? They're like, I didn't think it set it off. I was like, it's a smoke alarm. You were smoking.
My flatmate sometimes will vape in my kitchen. I'm kind of like, please don't.
Yeah, how about you don't? But honestly, it's that moment of like when you wake up, it's panic. I don't know what's going on. You go outside, it's pitch black. I was like, the fuck's happening here?
So recently, right? There's been we talk about trailers sometimes, and there has been a trailer for a Wii film that's been released that I think we are both quite excited to check out in cinemas.
Yeah.
Because, like, I know we've talked about DC Super Pets as a film that we don't think will be very good, but will be funny to check out.
It's so funny, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. Just always funny.
Now, what I'm excited to check out is the Nan movie.
The trailer is so good.
It's quite funny.
It's good funny.
It's quite funny.
Genuinely, I'm so excited for the Nan film.
I think it will be shit.
Oh no! Right, this is the thing. Right, it's one of those films that it's very reminiscent for me of David Walliams. Every Christmas used to do like a film of his book, so like Gangster Granny or fucking Billionaire Boy, things like that.
It's like,
and those films
the
were like
classic British no budget.
Yeah, those films were like same actors.
If they last longer than 80 minutes, you know you're doing well.
And like it's the same actors. It's a bit naff.
It's the Gavin and Stacey twat, isn't it?
Yeah. What? Oh, Matthew Horn. Yeah.
If that's his name. Yeah, that's the one.
If that's his name.
That's the. Oh yeah, he was in the Horrid Henry.
Matt was named Fraser.
He was in the Horrid Henry film, wasn't he?
He was. Yeah, he was.
He played Ting's dad.
I love Horrid Henry the movie.
I love Horrid Henry.
What's its Rotten Tomato? Because I've got a new series. It might be out by the time this is out, where I go through at like shit Rotten Tomato rated films that I think are good. Watch them, and like Gulliver's Travels is the first episode. It's either up or it's not. But
hopefully it's up.
That's an alright film.
Yeah, I need to watch it again.
James Corden pops up, and it's a bit twatty, but you know.
That's a perfect segue.
This might be the second one. This could be episode 2. If this is a shit rating.
No.
What the fuck?
9%.
9%.
It's not great, but it's got Richie.
It's got Richie. How bad can it be? It's got no feeling.
It's got fucking. I remember that.
It's not gonna work.
Right, let's have a look.
Oh, I hate. Ought to be better than it. What does that mean?
Forgettable British kid comedy is pretty horrid indeed.
Yeah, but the sound he's got.
I want to see what. Wait, can we see what a fresh review is?
This is great content.
Kids.
Oh god. So it's just kids. Yeah, so it's basically kids.
So, to be fair though, like
it's
if you're
Horrid
going
Henry the movie,
into a film, like no, you're not.
It's not Shawshank Redemption.
You're not going to give it 5 stars and an Oscar, but surely you're thinking,
right?
Maybe this isn't for me.
That's episode 2 of that series. Is Horrid
I
Henry
kind of want to get involved in that.
Yeah,
I'm an expert in Horrid Henry the movie.
Yeah, come on.
Fucking love it.
Jeez, that's really annoying me. 9%.
In terms of like classic like TV show theme tunes, Horrid Henry. It's not fair. Not fair. When mum and dad nag nags, get a two to be rude.
It's so not fair.
Cause the killer bar rats those who says kid rules. When they send you to your room, sing a little tune. You sing na 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 na.
I hope you enjoyed that.
Oh.
Can I edit that? Do I have permission to edit that and put it up as a short on the Mediocre channel?
Yes, you do. I would love that.
Because that's a bang. That can't go on. That was great.
That was one of my happiest moments on this podcast.
That was amazing.
I fucking loved that. How do we remember that from like...
I don't know, like every word we were going.
Genuinely, like I have not...
I've not watched everything or everything.
I've not listened as that is, but that felt like it was in my like
that
type
was great. That was, right, I use this analogy a lot, and it's an analogy I got from Ben Carlin of the Super... They get so much mentions on this podcast. I haven't watched them in years,
to be fair.
But I haven't watched them in it. I only watched their vlogs and I barely watched them. Because I don't really watch a lot of YouTube anymore. I've realised this. My YouTube watchage is going down.
I watch a lot of YouTube.
But Ben uses this analogy that he has a brain desk.
Yeah.
And so like some things are very new and they're there on the desk. Some things are in the bottom drawer under 40 sheets of paper. I feel like the Horrid Henry theme song just then was in the bottom drawer under 20 sheets of paper.
I feel like
all crumpled.
I feel like
And
when I installed the desk, I like put it over.
Yes.
Like, it's just so, it's
It was
like
in the
stuck
floor.
there.
Yeah.
It's
and
never
then
moving.
you started singing it and it just sort of popped in.
Oh.
That was a bit exhausting, James. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So the Nan.
So, yeah, but it has that energy of low budget, quintessential British film.
I really like Catherine Tate. Obviously, Doctor Who, fucking love Donna Noble.
Yeah.
However much I love Catherine Tate, I'm a little bit worried that whether it's more like 70, 80 minutes, whether it gets anywhere close to 2 hours, which I'd be surprised if it does.
Sure.
About 90 minutes, I reckon.
I was going to say, standard 90 minutes.
I'm worried that shtick might get a little bit old.
I think that's why it works, is the short sketches. I think a feature-length version, by the end you might be a bit like, yeah, it's not, can we leave it now?
I mean, my better experience with that sort of Catherine Tate performance is a lot of the Lauren Cooper stuff.
Yeah, Lauren Cooper's
the one with David Tennant, the
iconic.
Tony Blair one.
Yeah, that's better.
And I'm quite familiar with a couple of, like, not like the special, but like a couple of like the other clippy ones. Those work as like between 5 to 8 minutes of content, and you can kind of watch those sort of clips back to back because they've got different, you know, the vibe with David Tennant is quite different to the vibe with Tony Blair.
Yeah. The thing is, they're short, like...
I mean, if you had 90 minutes of Lauren Cooper with David Tennant, I love them both, that shtick will get old.
And that, I think that's why it works, is it's the quick-witted, like, randomness that makes it good. So yeah, I'm a bit worried.
What I do like, and it kind of all tied together recently because because I fucking love it and I wish she does a third series. David Tennant does a podcast with.
Yes.
So I think I've again gone back to like my old favourites. So I listened to the Jodie Whittaker one again, the Olivia Colman one again, and I listened to the Catherine Tate one again. The way she talks about, you know, her experience doing the Catherine Tate show, I like how she isn't like, which kind of seems like an oxymoron that she's making a Nan film. She isn't that attached to a lot of it, because obviously the famous ones are Nan and Lauren.
Yes. Yeah.
And she will, and I think she, probably like a year, 2 years ago, I think she came back to Comic Relief to do Lauren again.
Yeah.
Like, and Nan gets done quite a lot. I like how she isn't sentimental and knows the other characters. While they worked in the show, they aren't iconic enough to keep like needing to be like brought back and back. That, as like an actor and an artist, is very
good to do.
It's switched on to have that disc, because she's created those characters.
So she'd have like I love these characters. They were literally like, I came up with them.
But she knows.
The fact that she can go, they didn't hit as well as Nan and Lauren did.
So there's
no point in trying to.
Like I could name any other characters apart from Nan and Lauren, if I'm honest. Those are the ones that stood the test of time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad she understands that.
It's very good to be that like turned on and self-aware with what's going on. That's very
quick little fun little bit from that podcast that I find really funny. So I think just up to her filming that podcast, I think she quickly did mention she was doing a Nan movie in that podcast, which is so it's interesting timeline wise. But this was the first series, so probably late 2018, early 2019 maybe. She talked about how she took the character on tour and she didn't use makeup for Nan because they tried prosthetics past the first 3 rows, they didn't care.
Yeah.
And I find it interesting how she goes, because obviously, you know, a lot of those characters, like the Catherine Tate show was like 15 plus years ago now. So as a creator, you can go from I desperately need prosthetics to this to she says eventually I'll need prosthetics to the young character and not the old
I'll need it for
character,
Lauren and not Nan.
which I think's very funny.
That's funny, yeah.
So overall, big up Catherine Tate.
We will watch it. I'm excited for it. I'm not sure how good it's going to be.
I might do a review for the Nerdy Brit channel. You know,
you should.
I think it'd be good funny. Or I might make it a podcast segment and clip.
Let's happen.
It just means I can, you know, do a lovely wee transition. that really wasn't a lovely wee
That
challenge.
wasn't.
I wrote this down as like
Okay.
a little thing. Is though right. I'm not sure if it's gone up yet, but I know it's in the backlog of something. I think it's on your computer, but you can send it to me if you need me to sort it. We had a look at our Spotify Wrapped, like our top 100
Yes.
songs.
Yes.
Now, so our videos for 2021 will be up eventually. I hope.
Yes, they will.
If the workload's too much, dear, I can sort that.
It's somewhere on the external hard drive. I need to sort it all out.
Supportive podcast host. So now I know that could become a yearly thing for
I'm
this
worried.
podcast. There's a feature on Spotify that I use too much. That I worry I use
Which
too much.
is?
Spotify on repeat, which is about a list of 30 songs.
Oh, that you play a lot.
That like at the moment I'm listening to a lot, and I feel like there's a like because I listen to that playlist too much. I feel like one of the things that informs that will probably be on repeat. And
Yeah.
I don't want like the same because at the moment I still think there's probably about 6 or 7 Tick Tick Boom songs
Yeah.
that are still on my on repeat, and it's kind of like they're getting plays when I play the original soundtrack plus the on repeats. They're just gonna. I think.
It shouldn't be entirely Tick Tick Boom.
I think my like top 5 is probably.
When is the cut-off?
I believe because they do it. They give it to you sometime early December.
Yeah. So
they give you
that
Spotify
means
Wrapped in your top
that
100.
Tick Tick Boom from last year, like latter last year, as well as the start of this year.
But I'm not. That's the thing. I know they obviously count from. I think they count from November, but I'm not sure if they count December of the previous year as part of the next year.
Right. Okay.
So it might just be like an 11-month thing, and December's a wee ghost.
December just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I know, right?
That
So basically, now I've said that out loud, that really isn't that interesting.
No. But the thing is I'm now conscious because of that video. I'm now conscious when I listen to songs. I'm like, oh, this is like the 40th time I've listened to this song this
gonna
fucking
be
week.
there.
It's gonna be there.
Because I don't want fucking Numa to be on my fucking. Because basically, if it's one of those that like it came onto a couple of my playlists. And because it's a throwback, I just wouldn't skip it, and then ended up on like 90th of my like most top 100 lists. Fucking love Numa.
It is a good song. While we're talking about songs, I watched Frozen again for the first time in ages.
I haven't seen Frozen for
And-
years.
One thing that really struck me is how like underrated every other song in that film is because of Let It Go.
What?
Like,
like
Let It Go overshadowed every other song in that. A song came on, I was like, this is actually a really good song.
And Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Because that song is shit, and it became the second
No,
most
the
popular.
thing is, Let It Go is a good song, and it got popular. Do You Want to Build a Snowman? It's just a bad song that became popular. But one of the songs that really struck me from that was Frozen Heart, the opening. But that like song on its own has potential to be a great song, but like it's at the start, which is like risky as it is. Although some things never change from the start of Frozen 2.
Some Things Never Change
that's a
is the most
fucking banger.
underrated Frozen song.
I'd agree. Because it like introduces reintroduces all the characters. It's a very like Broadway-esque opening.
Yeah,
it's so like.
It's very ensemble scene setting.
On that then, you said that's the most underrated song in Frozen. What's the most underrated song ever Disney?
Underrated ever Disney?
I've got like come to my fuck off.
Anything from Robin Hood. Because Robin Hood is an underrated
Robin
film.
Hood, man.
Fucking love little Robin Hood. Little
One that
John
comes
running
straight
through
to
the
my
forest.
head is Strange Things from Toy Story. Strange
Things happen
Yeah,
to me.
because
To
the
be
thing
fair-
is, people don't think when they think Disney songs, they don't really think Toy Story unless it's You've Got a Friend in Me. But there's some bangers.
The thing I find with the term underrated
Yes.
is I'm not sure what, for example, that for me there are 2 types of underrated, and
Okay.
I'm not sure whether the second type is actually valid.
Okay.
So the first type is my Robin Hood example of
It's great, people.
it's great. Not many people know it's great. More people
Yeah.
should know it's great. What was my second example? So my second example, When Somebody Loved Me, from Toy Story 2.
Everyone says it's underrated.
Everyone's no. I don't think anyone says it's underrated is the problem. Everyone says it's a good song. I think it's one of the best songs in an animated film of all. Like, I could probably say that fucking... Like, I could probably say that I'll Make a Man Out of You, for me, is underrated. Everyone loves that song. That's one of my favourite Disney songs of all time. So for me...
It's like they don't love it enough.
It's one of those things where I guess I don't think most people see underrated as that. I see underrated as, do I prefer it more than what I consider the general opinion of it to be?
I'd add a third one into that underrated category. And it's the part where everyone says it's underrated, therefore it's not underrated anymore. Like, there's so many things where people say it's underrated because they want to be like...
Edgy.
Edgy. Oh, it's so I love it. It's so underrated. And then everyone says it's underrated.
Can I have an example?
I don't... What?
Do you know what I'm going to throw while you think? You know how we were talking about how Let It Go has become overrated?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw out a controversial one.
Oh, God.
In terms of, We Don't Talk About Bruno has become too loved.
I agree.
It's not
heading the same way as Let It Go.
I think it's more fucking popular than Let It Go. And I think it's better than Let It Go. And a lot of Encanto is actually good. It's not... Like people are going, oh... You know, they had to pick an Oscar song. They went with Dos Oreguitas.
Dos Oreguitas. Means two caterpillars, which isn't as great as Dos Oreguitas.
But in terms of an Oscar-y song, and I know that's such a cunty phrase.
Yeah.
But I think Dos Oreguitas. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing
that. No, that's good.
I think that is maybe not better, certainly not more listenable to. It's more
Oscar-y, which again is a really twatty term.
I mean...
But it is more Oscar-y.
I know I'm so sidetracking now. People complaining that Spider-Man No Way Home wasn't nominated for Best Picture are just a bit brain dead.
Yeah, it's that whole thing of overshadowing by...
Because the thing about that film is, I will be the first to admit that for me, and one of the things that makes me think about it is an Avengers Endgame poster. For me, I would have much rather have seen Endgame nominated for Best Picture rather than No Way Home. No Way Home and its quality is very heavily based on its cameos.
Yes.
Endgame has all these characters, all these callbacks, but it does these things and makes... I think Endgame is a much better made film.
I agree.
Than No Way Home.
100%. And I think the reason for that, though, is because the characters in it have been established in that every cameo we get from that film, we already know within that universe. Like, when Doc Ock shows up in No Way Home, we know who it is, but we don't know his place in the MCU. Yeah. Whereas in Endgame, every cameo, every surprise you see, you've seen them before, so you know why they're there and their backstory to being there. It's that worry of, is No Way Home going to become only good because the cameos were shock, like the shock factor of spoilers. If you haven't seen it, it's been out yonks. The shock factor of Andrew Garfield coming through the portal, then Tim Maguire, Matt Murdock at the start, all the villains is that shock factor.
This might be controversial. I think, obviously, I've compared Endgame to No Way Home because of the scale and tropes. Tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
In terms of which film do I enjoy? In terms of a theme park ride, I know that's a cunty way of saying it, but No Way Home is a brilliant theme park ride.
I get that.
If I'm comparing it to other films, I think No Way Home, in terms of a film making, like character arcs, all that good stuff, Homecoming far exceeds it.
100%.
I prefer No Way Home.
Yes.
But in terms of film making, I still think Far From Home is probably the weakest because No Way Home does a lot better with its arcs than Far From Home. Homecoming is overall a stronger film, but I enjoy watching No Way Home more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. No Way Home's got, like, the history of the fact that that will never happen. The odds of having 3 people have played this role in completely different franchises, and they're now all coming together and playing that role together. That is mental. In anything, that's mental. And to execute it as well as I think No Way Home did, that won't happen again. People say when Endgame happened, they're like, that's never going to happen again. I don't think No Way Home, because everyone will just say, they did that in No Way Home. They did that years ago. This was and I think, Far From Home, I find, I struggle to put my thoughts of Far From Home into words, because I just find it
you are talking about not Far From Home and not No Way Home.
Yeah, Far From Home, yeah. Right, this is the other thing.
The more I watch, the more I watch Far From Home, I think the less I like it. I don't think it's an amazing Spider-Man 2. I'd probably put it on the level of a Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. It's just... But, can I say quickly, I don't like that they've had the word home in every film, because my brain... I've got a very simple brain, James.
No, you're clever, babes.
Whenever I'm talking about Spider-Man... Whenever I'm talking about Spider-Man, my head cannot correctly decipher whether I'm saying Far From Home, No Way Home, or Homecoming.
I think Homecoming works.
Homecoming's fine, but Far From Home and No Way Home, there's 3 words, they all end in home. I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm saying.
Homecoming, Far From Home, Homely.
Get over yourself. But it's the same problem that happened with the Kingsman films. When you got the Kingsman Gone Circle, and the Kingsman.
There is no chance you're getting me to talk about the Kingsman again, because I will just have another
We're
rant.
reacting to it on my channel. I've decided for a video. That'll be such a good video. Or Mediocre at best.
Yeah.
Can we do it big? We react to the Kingsman.
Yeah, sounds good. As long as you're happy to do that editing process, because fuck watching that in editing.
We'll do it on OBS.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Less admin, isn't it?
Less admin. Bish, bash, bosh. Are you impressed with me?
Just in general.
Because I got into my first ever Twitter spat.
Oh, I've heard about. No, you've mentioned this, but I don't know what it was over. So I'm very
excited.
To
scroll.
Yeah, then you got it.
Back on a side note, in Twitter, it was really cute. So a Doctor Who YouTuber, who if I'm watching, he's called Doctor Adventures, tweeting out who are your favourite WhoTubers. Someone mentioned me.
Oh, go on, James.
I've been mentioned on Twitter as one of someone's favourite YouTubers.
I've never heard the term WhoTubers. I really like that.
Right.
That's really fun.
That's one of the things why I want to continue doing Doctor Who content, because now I've been officially considered as a WhoTuber.
WhoTuber's really funny. I don't know why I find that so funny. WhoTube.
I mean, I just scrolled through, seen Jack mate like my tweet.
Big up, Jack, mate.
Oh, I don't think it was far as the bin. I'll go on my profile. Sorry, lads.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, you can entertain the cunt.
Actually, quickly, I'll just say, while James look at that, I got a theory, and James thinks I'm an idiot.
Oh, I think you're fucking... I have no idea what it is, but I think you're an
idiot.
But
4 against 1 have agreed with me here, James being the one. Ben Stiller.
No!
is what Paul Rudd would look like if he aged like a normal human. So I want you to get up a picture of Paul Rudd and Ben Stiller. If Paul Rudd aged normally, because everyone knows he's looked the same for fucking 45 years. If he aged normally, I think he'd look like Ben Stiller. I want to know if you agree genuinely, because 4 people I've told agree, and 1 doesn't. The 1 is James. So
I didn't see that.
What happened?
So, first of all, they've deleted the original tweet.
Oh,
So, the tweet said something like...
Is this you or them saying it?
So, someone else
tweeted,
has tweeted, imagine, like, something along the lines of, imagine being a hooch, like, surely you need to do something better with your life. So I tweeted, today's day I announced termination of the Nerdy Brit channel as a quote tweet to that. First of all, I didn't realise someone quote tweeted that going, good luck with what you do next.
Oh,
that's
really sweet.
It wasn't serious, I was taking the piss.
That's really sweet.
So, the author of that tweet wrote back to me going, your mediocre Doctor Who content is sprinkled, we'll get there, between other mediocre content. So you're not exclusively Doctor Who channel. Well good grammar. Unfortunately, you're doomed to continue. So I just put, didn't realise you were such a fan. Why, thank you.
Nice. That's the interaction.
This person wrote, you have your YouTube linked in your bio, buddy. You're welcome for the 6 or so impressions, though. So I just tweeted back, I mean, if you're looking for true mediocrity, you can always join the Mediocre podcast with a fucking link in there as well.
Great. Love it. So if you're watching...
This person didn't reply. Fuck you.
If you're watching, welcome.
I'm still a YouTuber. Ha!
Oh, fucking... YouTube is such a fun, like, word. I don't know why I enjoy that so much. But YouTube.
So, have you ever got into any, like, Twitter bits? I use quite a lot.
It's a lot of admin for me.
My Twitter is very YouTube Twitter. I tweet a lot about Doctor Who because one of the big... If there is a musical theatre community, which obviously... At the moment, those are the two main things I'm balancing, really, is musical theatre and Doctor Who. There isn't a massive musical theatre community on Twitter. There is quite a big Doctor Who Twitter community.
Yeah. I feel like...
So I'm mainly part of the Doctor Who Twitter community.
But yes, came to see you for drinks. We spoke about it with yours, with a bottle of wine. We spoke about this.
Are we actually?
No, this isn't what you think it is. We got off the bus to yours,
it's
and this
noise to there.
We get off the bus, and this 78-year-old man with his little Zimmer frame runs over to the people behind us that got off. They didn't say thank you to the bus driver, which, to be fair, it's a bit cunty, but I wouldn't have a go at them for it. They didn't say thank you. I think it was like 12, like kids about 12, a mother, and he goes over to them, well, the funny thing you're doing, say thank you, and he ranted for about fucking 5 minutes at them. He used every word under the sun. He was just say thank you, what's happened to manners these days? And he turned to the people that like laugh outside him about my age. I was like, are you? And he was like, I'd be terrified. I was like, Jess, we need to run. I think I'm going to die. Like,
was he on something?
He must have. I said to Jess, I was like, Jess, he must have been on something because he was mental. Like, genuinely, I was a bit scared. Like,
it sounded like a bit of a wee traumatic experience.
It was. I was a bit like, I was about to go to him, but hey, mate, buddy, it's all right.
Sort yourself out.
Let's all right.
Check yourself.
We've all had a few drinks. Let's sit down.
How much did you drink by that stage?
None.
Oh, did you not pre-drink that one?
No. Well, you were the pre-drinks.
I was the pre-drinks.
You were the pre-drinks.
Could have pre-pre's.
We did before. As in we did last time we came to yours, but we didn't this time, I'm afraid.
Oh, no.
But that guy, I've seen some characters in Falmouth.
He's quite good for acting, though, because you meet a lot of people and you go, you know what, if I ever need, a wee
inspiration for something. If I need inspiration to be an old man who's definitely on something,
I'm going to need to find inspiration for Gaiev.
Gaiev.
Have you ever read The Cherry Orchard? I'm going to be performing Gaiev.
I'm Medvedenko in The Seagull. That's exciting.
I just call him Chicken Kiev. What's your favourite flavour of chicken Kiev?
Garlic.
That's the thing. Garlic is simple. Like, I've had ones that sound really like a cheese and ham.
I was just about to say, I had a cheese and bacon one. It wasn't very good.
I've had like a Hunter's chicken before. They sound better than just garlic on paper. In practice,
it's not.
Garlic's just simple, easy, and works. Usually, you can't pull off the concept you want in a Kiev.
Not the concept. I don't know why I found it so funny.
Because it's a serious.
It's serious. Are you serious?
Are you serious?
No,
That's what you're laughing for. Are you serious?
Garlic Kiev is just like no nonsense. It's like it works. It's good. Well in the chicken Kievs.
Well in the chicken Kiev. What's your least favourite? What's the worst chicken Kiev you've ever had? I know it's a deep question.
I can't think of. The only chicken Kievs I've had, I think, are cheese and bacon and a garlic. And I prefer garlic over cheese and bacon, so I'd have to say cheese and bacon.
So you're not very well versed.
I'm not well versed in the chicken Kiev.
I think I've probably had I've had a...
What's the worst?
I've had a Hunter's chicken one before, which sounds weird. Hunter's chicken Kiev.
So is that like barbecue sauce?
Little barbecue, barbecue and cheese bit. Is a bit grim. I've had like a hot one before.
Okay.
So I think it's like a peppercorny type vibe in the middle. That's probably second best to a garlic.
Okay.
I think it's when you just keep it more simple.
Yeah.
So
adding the admin to
I think it was like they always use like the shittest cheese in like anything cheese form in a Kiev. Mild. If you eat mild cheese, you're a bit of a cunt.
I don't think we actually put it in the cunt vault though.
Well, we don't have to say everything, Like some, like they're clever enough. They can work out. You know what? Mild cheese is a bit cunty.
It is.
Like why? Like surely you're looking at yourself in the mirror in the morning, going like I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Like I'm asking him to change his ways. So, this is going to be a video on the Nerdy Brit channel because, right, for context, basically, if obviously you're a fan, we'll let you behind the curtain. If you're new to this podcast, hi. But what we're going to do is this video. We've got a couple of clips that are going on each of our channels, just to get a bit of promo going.
Beef it up.
Now, something I just want on my channel is my hatred for a certain man, and this was inspired by a tickety TikTok I saw. So, you are given one of these types of Matrixy type scenarios.
Okay.
So,
Is it like red, blue?
sort of. Not really. I don't know why I said major. Not really like that. So, if I said that. So you can say yes or no. I don't know how to lead into this. So if you say yes, you can be given £25,000.
Okay.
However, every time you say yes, there is a 1% chance you will turn into James Corden. How many times are you saying? I'm really sorry. I don't know how to phrase that properly.
No, that makes
How
sense.
many times are you saying yes to 25,000, knowing there's a 1% chance you turn into James Corden? There's only one answer for me here, but I don't want to influence you.
The problem is I hate James Corden, right? But I love 25 grand. I think I'd probably do it twice, maybe three. Before I go, I might be pushing me luck a bit here. That genuinely, I don't think I could do it more than 3 times before I'm risking turning into James Corden. I'd hate myself forever.
So, I respect you completely. I think there is only one answer to this question. James Corden is a blood-sucking little vampire, and I genuinely think no amount of money, no amount of money is worth the. I think I would feel sick to the core knowing I won this money and I was risking turning myself into James Corden. I'd feel lightly sick.
Anything that man touches just immediately crumbles to the ground.
I just genuinely, I don't think there is anything like that man. Why would you even consider the chance of lowering yourself to that form of lowness in life? Doesn't matter.
I'd get some money from it, but I don't understand why he did one musical, and then people were like, should we put him in every musical ever made? And it's like,
how many musicals has James Corden made?
Into the Woods, Cats. He's done
Prom.
Shit. Prom. He must have done more than that. He's done more than 3, surely.
Oh, 6. So there's 6.
6.
So those are the 3 we mentioned.
Look at him. Look at his fucking face. Oh, I still haven't watched the new Cinderella.
Oh God, I'll be all right, thanks.
I might.
So yeah, so Cinderella, Cats, the Prom, Into the Woods. That's at 6. Come on.
You got this.
James Corden, 6 with semi-prominent roles and only 4. So what were the other 2? So apparently, he's had smaller roles than a couple of others, but not gonna fucking tell us. James Corden though.
His face just annoys me.
There are a couple of James Corden moments I want to address.
Okay.
So first of all, there are a couple of award show performances from James Corden that are quite embarrassing. First of all, that man had an argument with Patrick Stewart at an award show.
I saw that. Don't touch Patrick Stewart.
It's Patrick Stewart! Why?
But come on.
And I think this was after having a statement, but this was before the American talk show.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even that much of a human being.
He wasn't really that big. No, he was just starting a fight with Patrick Stewart.
Just why?
You didn't know who you're talking to.
I think the more embarrassing one though is he's the presenter of this event just after the Harvey Weinstein scandal, and he makes multiple Harvey Weinstein jokes, none of which are funny, and he continues to do it with the audience just groaning and groaning and groaning.
That's terrible.
it is at some point, like obviously not now, but at some point, I genuinely would recommend you have a look at that footage because it is embarrassing.
Why is he like this? And do you know the other thing? He strikes me as the kind of person who is like cunt if you meet. Like he's what? There's no way he's a nice man to meet.
100%.
Maybe back in Gavin and Stacey he might have been a bit of a nicer man, but now he's gone to LA, got a talk show, he's in every movie going. He is now arrogant. If someone said, "Oh, when he was in Gavin and Stacey, he was really like," I'd believe that because he was on the BBC. He'd written a 6-part show with his mate. I believe he was quite nice then, but now there's no chance he's anything other than an arrogant prick.
I just don't like. To be fair, like I'm going to be completely honest. I've never thought that much of Gavin and Stacey, if I'm honest. I have never because obviously clips from the James Corden show seem to get lots of views on YouTube somehow. I've never found any of those funny. I sometimes watch a carpool karaoke, but for the guests, not him.
Yeah, that's the other thing. No one's watching that for him.
Like, I've never found this man funny in any way, and I don't understand what. Like, I think the world is starting to go, you know what, no thanks.
Yeah.
But, like America, please keep James Corden.
Yeah, we don't want him back.
Please.
This isn't us saying, can we have him back? I don't want him back. You keep him. You've got him now, that's alright. You have him. I don't want him. Just look at that. It's that face is really starting to piss me off. I'm not gonna lie.
It's arrogant, and I don't like it. So now we've had that discussion, and now you know how much of like a lower form of being you kind of become by turning into James Corden. Even if you go for it once instead of 2 or 3 times, can we have a definitive answer?
Yeah, it would probably be a 1, and that'd be a push.
But
I'd have to.
Could you not just go on a quiz show instead?
Yeah, I just got on the chase actually.
So you said none?
Yeah, none. I'll go on the chase.
Woo!
Look at his fucking face, man.
Yeah!
Look at this man's face.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, I fucking hate him.
Beautiful.
Twat. As soon as he started singing in the prom, I was like, oh, enough of this shit.
God.
I'm so conflicted about the film because Andrew Rannells is so good in it. Meryl Streep, Keegan-Michael Key. This fucking twat.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why there is so much like difference between like because I have done a video before like comparing like the songs of whether I prefer the film or the stage version. A lot of the time, if it's James Corden's version, I probably prefer the other one.
It's I like the actor of the Broadway original one.
He's very good, isn't he?
Brooks Ashmanskas, I think he's very cool.
Sounds about
right. He was
right.
in something rotten.
Yeah,
he's very cool. This guy's not though.
No.
Still haven't seen the new Cats.
You were going to do it for a video, weren't you?
Yeah, actually to film it.
Yeah.
Although with all the hassle that the Jim Hansen one got.
Are you not fighting that at all anymore?
I can't because it's been blocked. If I fight it again.
But have you tried another like re-upload?
Yeah, it's not happening.
Fair enough.
So I think that's. But yeah, that was like a 30-minute video. So the main bulk of it and most of the good funnies are up in the first part.
Now I've likely cut that video off. What was your video for this?
It was, and I wanted to see if I could do it without you realising.
You did very
And I looked at the timer. This is a 6-minute video.
Banging.
It was the underrated Disney songs.
Oh,
we spoke about that. I was like, how long? 6 minutes. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we spoke about that for I was like, oh, I'll use that.
With James Corden, it's just something I really want on my
he's
channel.
A twat.
I just want.
I love that they included in this article that there's a petition to keep him out of the Wicked movie. If he's in that, I'd probably cry. And
it's even like little things like did you like I've watched like if you compare it to what's his name the Tonys Neil Patrick Harris.
Love that man.
Compared to James Corden, there is no comparison.
Neil Patrick Harris is in the Smurfs. I like the Smurfs.
Do you have any more notes?
No. Do you not like the Smurfs?
It's not for me.
I like the Smurfs
personally. The Smurfs made some banging songs back in the 70s. Apart from that.
Smurfs and Shawaddy Waddy.
Have you never heard Christmas in Smurfing Land?
I haven't.
You should check it out.
I will check it out.
I will. I'll play it for you after
that'll be the next phrase for my video, reacting to 70s Smurf songs.
Genuine.
You're so excited.
There are a canny few.
No, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it for a video. I'll react to some 70s Smurf.
I don't. This won't quite make it to an hour. It'll be over an hour, won't be an hour and a quarter.
No, it'll be over an hour though.
Yeah.
They've take what you get.
That's good enough. That was quite fun. I was a little little bit low energy. I don't think I was too low
No, I
energy.
think we nailed that.
Well in.
Thanks for watching as always. Very high energy.
Fucking
Thanks for watching as always. Subscribe to both of our channels, all that. Subscribe to both of us.
Yeah. TikTok, Twitter,
Twitch.
Please scrap me.
Yeah, and subscribe here. That'd be good.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Bye.